Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone, and Jazakumullah for attending today's class, and especially to those who arrived early and were waiting patiently in the waiting room. So we are going to start our class with the opening prayer. Can I request the support teacher to please pick a student for the opening prayer?
Assalamu alaikum. Can I request G3 595 to unmute their mic?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay, could you please recite the opening prayer for everyone? Start with Tawbuz.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. O my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Taha, verse 115.
Jazakallah ahsanul jazaa. So today is the 41 lesson of our course, and as you know, because it's a Friday, we will be doing listening today in smaller rooms. Before that, I will quickly go through today's class etiquettes. So I hope that everyone performed wuzu before joining the class. Make sure that you are wearing clean clothes and that your head is covered with a scarf or a cap. Try and find a quiet place in the house, and make sure that when you get a turn on the mic, make sure that at that time it is quiet as well. We hope that a parent or an elder sibling is sitting with you, so that if you need help with anything, they can help, and also for supervision. Lastly, make sure that you have joined with your correct ID. If you haven't joined with the correct ID, we won't be able to assign you to a breakout room. If you missed the breakout room invitation, then you can follow the instructions on the screen to join your breakout room. So it doesn't matter whether you have joined using a phone or a laptop, you have to find this icon, which looks like a Windows icon. It can be at the top or the bottom of the screen. And when you click on that, it will tell you join breakout room 1 or 2, whichever room you have been assigned to. So you should be able to join your breakout room that way. Okay, so before we open today's breakout room, I have an announcement. I'm sure that all of you would know that next week is week 10 of our course, and it is the last week. So inshallah, we will have our concluding session on Thursday, 21st of July, 2022. And the concluding session will be at the usual time from 6 to 7 p.m. inshallah. And we always have student participants in our jalsas and in our concluding sessions. And the activities in which you can participate are tilawat, translation, hadith, saying of the promised Messiah al-Islam, Nazam, and we will also have feedback from students and parents in our concluding session. So those of you who would like to participate in any of these activities, make sure to send your recording over the weekend. So now I will go through each activity one by one to show you which verses have been selected for the concluding session and which hadith, nazam, and saying of the promised Messiah al-Islam has been selected. Okay, so listen carefully and take a note if you are interested in taking part in any of these activities. So for tilawat, we have selected Surah Al-Hijr, verses 7 to 10. You can see the verses and their translation on the screen. If you want to take part in both of them, feel free to send a recording for both. If you want to take part just for the tilawat or just for the translation, that is also fine. When you send us your recording, make sure to mention your student ID and the name of the activity in the subject, email subject box, okay? And if you can also rename the recording to the activity. So for example, if you're sending a recording of tilawat, make sure to rename that recorded file as Tilawat and G3 600 or whatever your ID might be. Okay. So for hadith, we have selected this hadith from Tirmizi. This hadith is about significance of hifz or significance of memorizing the Holy Quran. And it is narrated by Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So you can see here, this is the hadith. The case of one who does not learn any portion of the Quran is like that of an abandoned house. Okay, so this is the actual hadith, but remember to recite Durood Sharif before and after the hadith as well. Okay, so you can send, when you are recording the hadith, make sure to say the Durood Sharif first, then say the Arabic, and then the translation, and then Durood Sharif again. Now, the Arabic shouldn't be too difficult, okay? But if you find it too hard and you don't want to recite the Arabic part of the hadith, then feel free to send just the Durood Sharif followed by the English part of the hadith and then Durood Sharif again, okay? But we highly encourage all the students to try reciting the Arabic hadith as well. Okay, try to record the Arabic as well. So for the saying of the promised Messiah Islam, we have taken an extract from the book Our Teachings, and you can see the extract on the screen. It starts as Hazrat Masih Maud said, "Study the Quran with great contemplation and hold it very dear." Okay, that's how it starts, and it ends as, "The Quran is a book with which all other guidance amounts to nothing." That's what it ends with. So a little bit of this word is cut over here, but yeah, don't worry about that. Inshallah, over the weekend, the admin team will email all of these activities to all the students, okay? Or you could visit the recording as well. I think it should be on YouTube by tomorrow. So you can check the class recording to see which verses or which Nazam you want to do. So for the Nazam, we have given 3 options. The first one is called Awsaf Quran Majid. It is taken from Duris Amin, and obviously it was written by Hazrat Masih Maud. And this is how it goes. Noor Furqan hai jo sab nooron se ajla nikla, paak wo jisse ye anwar ka darya nikla. So this is the first couplet, and try to send the first 3 couplets of this Nazam. If you want to repeat a couplet or all of the couplets, feel free, okay? The next Nazam is called Fazail Quran Majid. It is also taken from Duris Amin. And again, you have to try and send the first 3 couplets. Feel free to repeat if you want. And this is how it goes. Jamalo Husne Quran, Noor Jane Har Musalman hai, Kamar hai Chand, Auron ka Hamara Chand Quran hai. Okay. And the next Nazam is taken from Kalam-e Mahmud. It is written by Hazrat Muslim Maud radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Nazam is 108th Nazam in the book. Again, you have to send the first, second, and 4th couplet from this Nazam. Okay, unlike the other 2, this one, you don't have to send first 3, you have to send the first, second, and 4th. Okay, leave the 3rd couplet. And this is how it goes. Iman mujhko de de, irfan mujhko de de, qurban jaun tere, Quran mujhko de de. Okay, and lastly, these are just 3 Nazam which we have chosen. But if you feel confident in any other Nazam which is related to Quran Majid, okay, because our course is about Hifz-ul-Qur'an, okay, so if there is any other Nazam which is related to Quran Majid and you feel more confident in that, you can also send the recording of that, okay? And if we think that it is good enough for the concluding session, then we might select you, okay? All right, so that's it for the announcement about the concluding session, which is going to be next Thursday at the usual class time, 6 to 7 p.m. Okay, and the rehearsal for the concluding session will be on Thursday as well at 5:15. Okay, so before the class. For now, just try to send us a recording over the weekend if you want to participate. Jazakumullah. Can I ask the VR coordinator if the breakout rooms are ready?
Yes, they are.
Okay, Jazakallah. So the breakout rooms will be open now. Please accept your breakout room invite and join your breakout room, and the teacher will be there to listen to your hifz. Okay, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Welcome back, everyone. I think everyone is back from the breakout rooms. So I will just quickly remind everyone, some of you might have joined late. Inshallah, next week is the last week of our G3 term, and we will have a concluding session on Thursday, the 21st of July, 2022. The concluding session will take place at the usual time from 6 to 7 p.m. And we will have a short rehearsal before the concluding session, and the rehearsal will start at 5:15 p.m. So those of you who are selected for any of the activities, you have to make sure to join the rehearsal at 5:15. Okay? I'll remind everyone about the activities in which you can participate. So we will have tilawat of Surah Al-Hijr verses 7 to 10. We will have translation of the same verses, Surah Al-Hijr verses 7 to 10. We have a hadith about significance of hifz, or significance of memorizing the Holy Qur'an. It is taken from Tirmizi. And we have a saying of Promised Messiah ﷺ. The extract is taken from the book Our Teachings. We have a few nazams. You can send us a recording of anyone in which you feel confident. We have Quran Sabse Acha, we have Furqan, and we have another one as well, which I'll show you in a bit. If you, the students, or your parents wants to give us feedback, you can prepare this beforehand, or you can give it on the spot as well in the concluding session when it's time for giving feedback. Okay, you can raise your hand and we'll pick you. So I've already gone through this, Surah Al-Hijr, verses 7 to 10 for tilawat, translation of the same verses. Hadith is taken from Tirmizi. Okay, try to send us the recording of the Arabic as well. Okay, make sure to recite Durood Sharif before and after the Hadith. Say the Arabic first, then the English. This is the saying of the Promised Messiah ﷺ. It starts as, study the Quran with great contemplation and hold it very dear. And it ends as, all other guidance amounts to nothing. Okay, so this will be shared by email as well with all of the students. And if you want to check, you can revisit the class recording of today. Okay, so Nazam, as I said, we have Furqan, we have Jamal Husn Quran, we have Iman Mujhko De De, but again, any Quran themed Nazam, any Nazam that is about the Quran or related to Quran, you can send us, you can record that and send it to us. Okay, so for the hifz, obviously we have covered so far verses 1 to 75, so you just have to revise that over the weekend. And the email address on which you have to send the recordings, I forgot to mention this earlier. It's g3hifz@gmail.com. Okay, again, send us your recordings at g3hifz@gmail.com. Mention your student ID and the activity in the subject, as well as the recording at the start. So we'll end our class with the ending prayer. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'an al-Azim. O Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran. So with this, we are going to end our today's class, and we'll see you all next week. Don't forget to send us your recordings over the weekend. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.